Hello, my name is Xavier Garza, and I am the author and illustrator of the book Lucha Libre, The Man in the Silver Mask, a bilingual cuento. And I am going to share this story with you guys. And the story goes something like this. Máscara, compren sus máscaras. Get your wrestling souvenirs right here, yells the man at the concession stand, the man that is selling Lucha Libre masks and toys. Carlitos is here with his father, Papa Lupe, to see Lucha Libre, Mexican wrestling, with his tío Vicente. But his tío Vicente, he is nowhere to be found. He goes, Papi, ¿dónde está tío Vicente? Ay, mijo, that uncle of yours. He's always late. He's never on time. He was even late to his own wedding, remember? But don't you worry. Your tío, he always shows up. And that's when, Carlitos notices that there's boys and girls walking around wearing Lucha Libre masks. He says, Papi, why are all those kids wearing masks? Ah, mijo, they're wearing máscaras because they're pretending to be luchadores. Luchadores, you see, mijo, are people that nobody ever sees without their mask. They're more mysterious that way. The person you see buying a gallon of milk at the store, they could be a masked luchador, and you would never even know it. Then his father asked Carlitos the question that every little kid would love to hear. Mijo, do you want a mask? Carlitos says, sí, yo quiero una máscara. But which one? There are so many different masks for him to pick from. Some have great big horns with scary looking teeth. Some look like wild animals. Some look like funny fish. Carlitos doesn't know which one to pick. Finally, Carlitos says, I want that one. And he points to a shiny silver mask at the center of the table. The vendor says, Señor, your boy's got good taste. That is the mask that is worn by el hombre de la máscara plateada, the man in the silver mask. They say he is the greatest luchador that has ever lived. Carlitos, proud of his decision, puts on the mask and does what any little kid would do. He strikes a wrestling pose. Now soon, Carlitos and his papa, they're sitting at ringside waiting for the show to start. And he remembered that his tío Vicente is still not here. He goes, Papi, ¿dónde está tío Vicente? Why isn't he here? Ay, mijo, don't you worry about your tío. Your tío always shows up eventually. Suddenly, the people start to boo. And they're booing three luchadores that are coming down to the ring. Three luchadores that are wearing some very scary-looking masks. He says, Papi, why are the people booing them? They're booing them, mijo, because those guys, they are los rudos. The rudos are the bad guys of Lucha Libre. They cheat to win. They'll poke the other wrestler in the eyes when the referee is not looking. And they wear scary masks because they want to frighten the little children. Now, the first bad guy, he wears a green mask with fang teeth and wild hair that looks like snakes. He is so scary that a woman sitting at ringside, she faints into her husband's arms. Carlitos hides behind his father. He doesn't want the wrestler called El Cucuy to come anywhere near him. But as scary as the Cucuy is, the next luchador, he is even scarier. He wears a mask made from the skin of dead animals. And he carries a club that he swings in the air, telling people, I'm going to hit you over your heads with it. He is the evil caveman. But then Carlitos realizes they have saved the worst for last. For making his way down to the ring, wearing a great big black cape and a mask that looks like the head of a giant bat, is El Vampiro, the vampire, a genuine living vampire that feeds on human blood. Or at least that's what the ring announcer says. So Carlitos is worried because these are three mean, scary-looking bad guys. But suddenly everybody is cheering and everybody's happy. Carlitos says, Papi, why is everybody cheering? They're cheering because, look, mijo, the técnicos are next. The técnicos, you see, are the good guys of Lucha Libre. They don't cheat to win. They don't have to. They win because of their great strengths and their amazing wrestling skills. People always cheer for the técnicos, who, after all, are the good guys of Lucha Libre. And everybody cheers for the good guys. Now, the first good guy, he's a mountain of a man. He runs down to the ring wearing a mask with two great big horns, and he has to run because he is called El Toro Grande, the big bull. And a bull's not going to run. A bull's not going to walk. A bull's not going to walk. A bull's going to charge. He is so big that when he passes by where Carlitos is sitting, Carlitos says, Papi, that man's arms, they're like 3 times bigger than yours. Then the second good guy comes down to the ring. And he wears a mask with a great big beak and a cape that looks like it's made out of feathers. Carlitos has to ask his papa, Papi, why is that man dressed like a big bird? His father laughs and says, Mijo, that's no big bird. That is not Sesame Street. That's El Gallo Enmascarado, the masked rooster. He is not as tall as the other luchadores. But Dad says what he lacks in size, he makes up with heart. He never quits. He never, ever gives up. And that is why he can beat opponents that are bigger than him, because they'll quit before he ever does. Then the last luchador comes down to the ring, and he is wearing the same mask that his father bought for him. He goes, Papi, why is that man wearing the same silver mask as I am? Why is he wearing my mask? Actually, mijo, you're wearing his mask. That is the man in the silver mask. They say he is the greatest luchador that has ever lived. Now, as the man in the silver mask is making his way down to the ring, something incredible happens. For as he passes right by where Carlitos is sitting, he stops and he stares at Carlitos. And he smiles as if he knows him. Papi, why is the man in the silver mask smiling at me? I don't know, mijo, maybe he knows you. But how could he know me, Papi? I don't know, remember. Nobody knows who the man in the silver mask really is. Then the man in the silver mask enters the ring, and the bad guys, who after all, as I said, are bad guys. And bad guys are not going to follow the rules. So they jump the good guys from behind before the bell has even rung. No fair, yells Carlitos. And the bad guys are winning. But then the good guys start coming back, and he goes back and forth with the good guys winning. Then the bad, and the good, back and forth it goes. Carlitos gets on top of his father's shoulders to get a better view. He watches as El Cucuy is being thoroughly chased around the ring by the masked rooster. He watches as the evil caveman engages in a test of strength with El Toro Grande to see who is truly the stronger of the two. And then he remembers that Tio Vicente is still not here. Because Tio Vicente, where are you? You're missing the whole show. And as soon as he says that, the man in the silver mask leaps to the top turnbuckle. Then he jumps, flying halfway across the ring like a great big and mighty eagle. And he lands on top of El Vampiro. And he pins his shoulder for the 1, the 2, and the 3. And just like that, the good guys have won. Everyone's cheering. Everyone's happy except Vampiro. Vampiro's mad because he's the one that got pinned and cost his team to lose. So he tries to do the unthinkable. He turns around and tries to pull the man in the silver mask off. But instead he turns around and he pulls Vampiro's mask off. Vampiro covers his face and runs back to the dressing room. Because in Lucha Libre, there is no bigger humiliation than to be publicly unmasked. Everybody's cheering. Everybody's happy. But after the show, well, the people get up and start to leave. The luchadores leave the ring. And Carlitos is sad because the show is over. And Tio Vicente never showed up. But as they're walking out to the arena, outside the arena, they see Tio Vicente. He goes, Tio, where were you? You missed the whole show. Ay, mijo, traffic was terrible. And when I got here, I couldn't get in because they said it was sold out. So I had to wait out here all by myself. I was so bored. But I got something for you, he says. And he shows them a silver figurine that he pulls from a gym bag that for some reason he is carrying around with him. And he says, I even got him to autograph it, mijo. I saw him as he was leaving. He autographed it. And Carlitos is thinking, I'm the luckiest kid in the world. Now, as they're driving home, Carlitos is going on and on and on about how great the man in the silver mask was. He was so good, Tio, he could have beaten that guy by himself. But then Carlitos notices something. That every time he talks about how great the man in the silver mask was, his Tio smiles, his uncle smiles, his smile getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then he noticed his uncle winks at his dad. And his dad winks right back, as if they both shared a secret about the man in the silver mask, a secret that Carlitos was not supposed to know. And that's Lucha Libre, the man in the silver mask. Tan tan.